and welcome to Inside Out, the podcast for lovers of the great outdoors. This podcast is brought to you by Countryside Mobility, which is a charity initiative from the disability charity Living Options Devon. Now, what we do is we work with a whole range of, over 50 outdoor locations around the southwest of England and a few beyond that, where you can go and hire an all-terrain mobility scooter. So whether you've got a health condition or mobility limitations, you can still go out and enjoy these places with friends and family. But most of all, we're outdoor lovers, and that's what this podcast is all about. So welcome if you've not been here before. Now, it's quite a long time since the last time we did a podcast. It was back in the autumn when we were introducing a range of new sites, which all happened to be in forests. So we're very forest focused that time. This time, we're in the garden. The reason for that is because it's June, and in June we've linked up with a turf provider, HCT Turf, and we're running a competition. We ran it last year very successfully, and you'll hear a bit more about that in a moment. And we're running it again now, and we'd love you to take part in the competition. I recently met up with Steff Dennis from HCT Turf to find out more about HCT Turf, find out her tips on getting good turf, good lawns. I think that's something a lot of us are interested in, and also to find out more about this photo competition, which will help Countryside Mobility to raise money and through that enable more people to be able to access the countryside. So put on your boots and join me for the latest episode of Inside Out. Okay, well, I'm here today in a location just outside of Exeter, and I've got here with me Steff Dennis from HCT Turf. Steff, do you want to take me first of all through who is HCT Turf? Tell me a little bit about the company.
So HCT Turf was started about 50 years ago by my father George and his business partner Vernon. We grow turf just outside Exeter, and we harvest it and supply it to landscapers, homeowners, campsites, garden centres, and lots of other people.
Brilliant. And we've come to one of the locations today. So we're just northeast of Exeter on a sort of gently rolling location. Looking out, I've never seen a field quite like this before, because it basically... it looks like the top bit's kind of been scraped off very evenly. Is that a fair description? How would you describe it, Steff?
Yes, it's partly harvested. So you can see the grass growing, and you can see the parts where the turf's been harvested, just a very thin layer.
So yeah, how thin is the layer that you take off, roughly?
About half an inch.
Okay, so it really is just sort of taking the very top, scraping off. And how long does it take?
About 9 months to a year.
Great. And then where is this? I mean, you talked about a number of different types of users of the turf. Where's this going? What type of user is this going to?
So that chap over there will be taking it to private customers that he's laying for. And most of the others are probably going to new houses. Okay, so
householders, house builders and that sort of thing. Yes. Is that a big part you're saying to me?
Yes, lots of houses being built in Devon and Cornwall.
Yeah, and that's a big use of it. And so you're saying it's a business that's been going for some time, and you sort of stumbled into it or always intended to?
No, I didn't always intend to, but it's my father's business. And then as he was looking to do a bit less, I came to help out, and really keen to keep it going, along with Vernon's son, Richard, to keep it going for another generation.
Fantastic. And, I think over the lockdown in particular, people became a lot more interested in their outside spaces and their gardens. I think that's continued on. People are still really interested. I mean, the demand for garden furniture, I think, proves that. If someone's, obviously you're doing it on a much bigger scale, but in terms of lawn care overall, what would be some of your top tips in relation to that? I think we've got a tractor sort of coming slightly towards us, but I think we're safe. But what would your tips be in terms of if, someone's looking to improve their lawn? What would you say are the sort of top things to do?
Well, grass is amazingly resilient when it's well established. So you don't have to do too much if it's happy. It will come back from a drought quite happily, and it will survive the winter. If it's struggling, then think about putting some fertilizer on it. If you've got really challenging spots like shadiness or poor drainage, then see if you can sort them out. Possibly think of growing something other than grass if it's really difficult. But if you want to go down the grass route, then just look after it really well, keep it well fertilised, and it likes being mowed frequently.
Yes, great. Well, I have a vested interest because we just moved house, and as I was saying, I can now see our lawn on a regular basis. So I'm very keen to make it look better. So a slightly vested interest in that question. But you get private individuals who are also you supply turf to as well.
Yes, we can supply directly, or if people want really small amounts, we also supply garden centres where they can pick up any small quantity that they want to.
Well, you may if I can't improve mine, then I might be in touch with you. So, Countryside Mobility, which is obviously the initiative that is behind this podcast. We've been working with you, Steff, I'm trying to think, over the last 18 months, really. I think something like that, on a campaign which is just about to start again this year. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that campaign?
Yep. So that's the hashtag I Love My Devon Garden photo competition. So you can send us a picture of your garden. For each picture that we receive, we'll donate £1 to Countryside Mobility, with the idea being to raise enough for refurbishing one of their trampers, one of their locations in Devon. We'll hope for 1,000 pictures, and the one that is our favourite will be awarded the Golden Spade Award and a hamper of Devon produce.
I've seen the hamper. It looks very, very tempting. I was going to say, do you have to keep it safe from your colleagues?
It is tucked away safely, yes, ready for the beginning of July.
And obviously you're talking about sending a photo of Devon Garden. What are you specifically looking for? I think there are two options.
Yes, that's right. So in the past, we've asked for a lovely picture from your garden. That could be the whole garden or a plant or a flower. This year, we also have the option for you to recreate our competition mascot, George, who's a cute smiley face, by mowing him into your lawn or recreating him out of grass clippings, fallen leaves, fallen flowers, or anything really, plant pots, anything you can think of, and taking a photo of him to send us. So either would be fine.
Brilliant. I'm trying to choreograph our two cats to make the mascot George, but they're not cooperating, so I'll have to come up with something else.
Cats.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I should get a prize if I manage anything. Anyway, so how do people enter once they've taken their photo? What do they do next?
Yep, and then go to our webpage wesellturf.com/photo, where you can upload your photo or print a paper copy of the entry form. And just send it in.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you digital photography or not. There's still the options there of sending in. That's great. And as you were saying, what will be the benefits other than obviously for the person who wins the competition? They'll get a lovely hamper and the trophy as well. Yes, I've seen this trophy. It's fantastic. Look, there's also benefit for us, Countryside Mobility. Again, I have a vested interest. In terms of, you were saying, it's going to help to refurbish one of the trampers, which helps people to be able to get out to our partner sites, outdoor attractions, beauty spots where they can explore with their friends and family. Now, this is, as I said, not the first time we've done this, because we partnered with you last year and you were able to help us to refurbish a tramper in North Devon. Do you want to tell us a little bit, because you came with your mum, didn't you,
yes.
to look at the outcome?
To test out the newly refurbished tramper up at
Glenlyn
Gorge at Lynmouth, yes. Yeah. So that was a lovely day, meeting Matthew and walking up the gorge, but really difficult place to access if you've got any mobility issues. So my mum had a great time. She thought it was brilliant.
That's great. The weather wasn't perhaps the best, but I think everything else about it was great. And that was one of our most demanding sites. So it's great to have the tramper there as good as new. And it'd be fantastic to have another tramper that has that work done on it. Well, thank you very much. We obviously encourage as many people as possible to enter. We're aiming for that 1,000, aren't we? So that we can cover the cost of that. And thank you very much for your time this morning, Steff, to tell us all about lawns, about your work in terms of creating turf, and for your support. So do enter the competition and be in for a chance of winning the prize of that trophy and the lovely hamper. Thank you very much, Steff.
Thank you.
Well, I do hope you enjoyed that interview, and most of all, I hope you'll think about taking a photo in your back garden, or front garden for that matter, and entering the competition. It's a fantastic prize. I have to say, I've seen it before, and I had to restrain myself from helping myself to the various goodies in there. So do enter the competition. It will really make a difference if we can raise this money to give one of our trampers some TLC and enable it, most importantly, to be able to help people to be able to access the countryside with friends and family. That's the important thing. While we're talking about destinations that you can go to and use one of these trampers to explore with friends and family, I thought I'd give you a quick update in terms of where we are with countryside mobility. It's been quite a long time since the last episode back in the autumn, and that's mainly because we've just been so busy trying to get things ready for this season. The trampers in many locations are available year round, but really in terms of new sites, that tends to be around this time of year. And we've got 3 or 4 different places already due to go in the next couple of months. Some really exciting different locations, whether they be coastal locations. We've got another one that's in a really remote valley, but beautiful views as you go alongside the river there. So I think there's going to be really some fantastic opportunities. So if you've not already looked at our social media, do sign up to that. We're on Facebook and Twitter, so just search for Countryside Mobility and you'll find us there. Have a look at our website, countrysidemobility.org, and you'll find out the details there as they start to come on stream. But yeah, I think you're going to find them really great additions to the over 50 that we already have. So do find out more about countryside mobility, do think about using it, and most of all, enjoy your time in the outside. So once again, the website address to be entering the competition, to send your photo in, is wesellturf.com/photo. That's wesellturf.com/photo. So please do enter and be in with a chance of winning that hamper and the trophy, and also helping us at the same time. So thank you very much for your support.